Yo,
What up?
all well? Are you back in
Yes.
Goa?
No, I'm still in Delhi.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow morning in Goa.
Okay, so we're live on YouTube.
What up, YouTube?
What up, YouTube? Hi, everyone who's
Yo.
tuned in. My name is
Hi,
Chris from Beatworks. All well. I'm joined by
Yes.
a lovely guest.
No, I'm still in Delhi.
Sorry, I have like a little feedback from my computer. Sorry about that. Good evening to all of you that are tuned in. It's great to have you here. And I'm joined by a special guest today, whose name is Zainab, better known as Zequenx. She produces all kinds of music under her moniker, and she also recently played for Boiler Room in Goa. Say hello to Zequenx, everyone, and let's begin this party.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to the tunes.
Awesome. So actually, we are overwhelmed by the response we've had for this one. We've got over 30 submissions, and
Full power.
yeah, we're looking forward to hearing each and every one of them. And without further ado, let's check out the
Get
first one.
started.
So this one's by somebody who's been sending us tunes for a while now. His artist name is Deodor, and the track is called Digital Shower. Without further ado, I'm going to just play it. Right. Cool track to start off the session with. My only feedback would be the drums sounded a bit raw to me, especially the kick. Maybe a little bit of saturation on it and take out some of the lower mids. And even the clap was a little flabby and could use some compression. But other than that, really amazing tune.
Yeah.
I love the synth work as well.
I feel like in some parts it was maybe a little too full. So maybe like, giving more space for the individual elements to breathe would also be like beneficial at different parts.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Totally agree on that. But yeah, nonetheless, great track to start the day off with. Let's check out the
Really.
next one. So this is going to be a high tempo psytrance tune.
Woo. Let's go.
This one's
Right
called
up my alley.
Malicious Intent by Sinister Realms, who's also been sending us music for a while now. And I'm not going to be surprised if he puts out an album very soon. Let's check it out.
This is the end of the Savoy edition. We have a black stage with our bongo countdown to the zones.
I'll hand this one over to you, Z, to begin with. I think I'm muted.
Oh, snap. Yeah. Okay. You can hear me now. So I really like the leads. I feel like the kick was also like nice and powerful. And like the deep wonky bass line was super cool. Very nice track.
Yeah, I mean, I have the same thoughts as well.
Yeah.
Just felt like, at least where I'm hearing it in my home studio, there was a little bit of extra something going on in the bass that was sort of disturbing the rest of the really fat sounding bass.
Mm. Like too
But other than
subby.
that, no, I think it fit well, the kick and bass, but I think there's an extra bass element in there that may be causing a little bit of trouble.
Some EQing is needed, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, like
Just
really,
bang
really
in.
sick track. Yeah.
Yeah.
Superb stuff. Let's check out the next one. This one's by another artist who's been sending us demos for a while now, called Arcane.
Oh, yeah.
This is Safi from Hyderabad, if you know him,
Yeah.
who now
Yes,
lives
I
in
do.
Canada. And
Safi X.
yes. This track name, I'm not really able to pronounce it, but I'll put it on the chat for all of you to see.
You
I
can
think
maybe try to pronounce
try it.
together.
Yeah, I'll try it. It's called Etihad.
Etihad. Like the airways?
No, not like this. It's IHTIYAAT.
Oh.
I think it maybe is like a Urdu word.
Hmm.
Sounds like it. Anyway, without any further ado, let's
Etihad.
check it out.
Yeah.
got two words for the track. It's dark and delicious. Quite like the tune. I think I quite enjoyed the atmospherics.
Atmosphere is so good. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it really took me on a journey, and
Yeah.
I was quite like engrossed with the track.
Mm.
Just maybe the mix needs a little bit of a cleanup. I think that's the only feedback that I have. What about you, Z?
For me, I really like the atmospheres. I felt like the kick and bass were also like very driving is the word, I guess, maybe like super like sending you somewhere. Darkness, enjoyed it. Like overall enjoyed the track.
Awesome. So yeah, Safi, if you're tuned in with us, why don't you say hi in the chat? All right, moving on to the next one. We have, I don't think I've seen this name before on Eavesdrop. The artist name is Tantrik and the track is called Undefined. Let's check this one out. Okay, honestly, that track took me by surprise. It's quite well produced, and I think it's definitely got to see the light at
Light
the
of day. Yeah. But I feel like the highs could be a little bit toned down.
yeah.
Piercing.
I
little
felt that.
piercing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
hats were a little piercing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little warmth in the mix, and I
Yeah.
think it's good to go.
Yeah.
All right, so let's check out the next one. Again, I think this is a new entry. I don't think I've seen this name before. The artist is Good in You, and the track is called Nebula. Let's check it out. mean, are these tracks like so well
Ready to
produced that
go?
they don't really need any feedback?
Yeah, they sound ready to go almost, like just
Exactly.
come on, guys, send them to heaps to release already. I love the
Sick tune,
breaks
this
element.
one.
Yeah, love the breaks
Absolutely. Yeah.
element.
Really
Yeah,
enjoyed the broken beat
yeah.
and even those like broken percussions and even the break, like really, really surprisingly good.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out the next one. This one is, I don't think I've seen this name either before. The artist is Phaedrus or
Oh,
Phaedrus.
I know this person. Yeah,
Oh,
a friend of
awesome.
mine. Yeah, Abby
The
from
track
Delhi.
is called Swamp Me. Let's check it out.
That's like
Quite
a
hauntingly
journey.
beautiful, the track.
Yeah, the proper journey. I like how like it sort of has a story and it keeps changing. My one or two feedbacks would be the low end needs a little bit of uh like I felt like the subby looser low end was cool, but it would have been nice to have like a proper bass line. And also a little bit the offbeat drums were catching me off guard at some points.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially when the kick came back in
Yeah.
just a little while back, like when we
Yeah.
paused back just before that. I was like, is it on in time or is it
Yeah,
not?
yeah. It's
But
like maybe
really
the
cool
aesthetic
idea,
is that.
like
Yeah,
100 points for the idea, but
Yeah.
I think execution could be better.
yeah, sure.
But one of the most unique tracks I've heard.
Yeah. It's got some cool story happening.
Absolutely. And also a gentle reminder that this is our second anniversary. We've been doing this for 2 years now, and it's great to have built a community around this. And those of you who are tuned in, if you can just, maybe share this on social media while it's live so we can get some more people on board, that would be amazing. But without further ado, let's check out the next track. This one is by a friend of ours, Sidro, who is from Bangalore. And let's check it out. Nice. Yet another release ready.
Ready. Yeah. Texture is sounding so cool, and like the drums very crispy and like super nice.
Yeah, even I thought the mix was really classy and
Yeah.
very warm overall. Just my only feedback would be just before entering the break, that little thing that happened with the kick, like sort of breaking apart, that could have been done with a little more finesse. Other than that, I think everything else is just on point.
It's a track. It's trippy also.
Yep. All right, let's check out the next one. We have the artist Antumbra, who's also been sending us music for a while now, and the track is called World of Tao. I mean, for me, the track has potential. Uh, just felt like a few things were forced. Like in the intro, there was the pad that was coming in, and that was already sidechained before the kick came in. That's something I felt like could have been avoided. And then when the kick came in, the pad still continued to be sidechained quite hard. I think that's something I would change. But the positives for me are the track is super trippy and very, very unique. Like those little glass drops were,
Yeah.
yeah, those were the highlight for me. And also
Like the weird, like polyrhythm situation was very cool. Yeah.
yes, yes. What do you have to say, Z?
There's like some new age psytrance situation, like some minimal new age psytrance. It's really cool. I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, even I felt like it's trying to be a side tune, but at a lower
Yeah.
tempo.
Like psychedelic for sure. I don't know about trance, but psychedelic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
And I felt like, yeah, the bass line could have been a bit more like pronounced. Like I feel like I was focusing more on the like higher frequency elements, and like the lower frequency elements were a bit, they were
True,
like taking
true.
a backseat. Yeah.
Yeah, especially when the kick came in and sort of made its presence felt. It
Yeah.
felt like it just overshadowed everything else. And even the click on the kick was a bit much for my taste. That's
That's why I called it psytrance. Because that's like your clicky psychic.
yes. Cool. Let's check out the next one. This one's by Sounds by XP. And the track name is again a hard one to pronounce, but I'll try. It's called Hisashiburi. Sounds like something in Japanese, maybe.
Sorry, is that weird rope thing.
I mean, I was sad to like stop
It
playing.
was such a cool tune. Yeah,
Superb.
vibey.
I can easily say that this is going to go on the highlights reel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's outdone himself. No feedback to give. So sorry.
Nothing. So vibey.
All right, let's check out the next one. This one's been sent through Google Drive. We expect all our attendees to send their tracks through SoundCloud, but okay, let's check this one out. This one's called, I'm not sure of what the track name is, but the artist is Spacebar.
Oh,
Do you know this person?
I think so. I'm having a tough time recollecting who it is, but I think I've heard of Spacebar.
Okay, all right. So I think the track is called Dark Room, Spacebar. Let's check it out.
realized this is friend Supreet. Yeah, Spacebar, so it sounded so familiar.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
this person.
I can see here. Yeah, super
Yeah, yeah, it's
amazing tune.
yeah.
So well produced. Really, really love the synths.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Very nice. Yeah.
Really, what's happening today? Like it's all release ready tracks that are being sent for feedback.
New compilation for Observant, I guess you guys have now.
We can definitely make a new
Yeah.
couple of compilations with the tracks we have already.
Yeah. Yeah. I just thought like the kick could be a little more like a click to
Rest.
it. Yeah, like just a bit more piercy.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yes.
Felt a little flabby, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in retrospect, but the rest of it was so
Everything was so on point. Yeah, yeah, well produced.
cool.
That's
Super.
also a taste thing, I guess, like how you want your kick to be.
True, true, true.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out the next one. We have Aman, who sent us a track called Mind Drift.
That's really cool.
Yeah, like super, like very, very sick tune. And I think Aman is here in the chat. Z, are you looking in the chat? By any chance?
Yes. I'm dropping in. Aman
Man,
Singh.
man, like really, really,
Very
like,
cool. Sent
Uh,
to Warp Records, agreed.
just felt like the highs were a bit sharp for me. But I guess that's a matter of taste.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like the work on the track itself is just like too good to be true.
It's also like multi-genre. I can't really like put it in any particular box. It's just like really cool, like intelligent music.
Yes, yes. Keep on doing what you're doing, Aman.
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. All right, next one we have is Alter Stimulation. This one also is a Psy producer, and he's been sending us music for over a year now. And beware, this one's at 160 BPM, so don't fall off your chairs.
take this one?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so if I get really technical about it, I feel like the baseline, like the filter envelope was too tight. Like I wanted more bass, like it was too like short. You know, with sidetrans, it needs like a little more like in your face bass. So I feel like that for sure I would have liked like more presence of the bass line. Otherwise the atmospheres were really cool. And I liked how it like keep changing when it comes to the rhythm. And yeah, it wasn't like the same da 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 each time. Like there were like different drum rhythms and different, even I feel like mixed up the bass line patterns as well.
Yeah, even I felt that about the bass, but I wasn't sure if I was right or not because I don't really listen to this music. So I thought maybe this is how it's supposed to be. But yeah, I felt a lack of bass for sure. And I think you pointed out the reason behind it, which
Yeah,
something this person can take as feedback and probably yeah, do a better job next time. But I mean, the rest of the
maybe
sound
like,
is really, really
yeah,
trippy.
yeah. Increase the decay on like the bass line a little bit. And the filter envelope produce. But it sounded really cool. I mean, I love Zequenx, so I'm just like, give it to me.
Yeah, the sound design was like
Yeah,
point.
sick.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, from the time I've ever heard an alter stimulation track on Eavesdrop here, like I've always been mind blown by the sound design, not so much by the mix down. So maybe that's where your focus should be now. All right, so let's go ahead and listen to the next one. This one's called, okay, it doesn't really have a name. It's called Unnamed by Nitesh. Yeah, I think this one is by somebody, at least it feels like someone who's just got into production maybe like 3-4 months back, and definitely could use the feedback that we're about to give you. So the progression doesn't need to be so restricted in terms of like, changing every on the bar. You can even like probably change it a little bit ahead of the bar. An eighth note sometimes works really well. The chord progression, I mean, and I just felt like it's quite underproduced, especially after all the tracks that we heard so far. But still, I really commend your courage for sending this tune here. I'm sure you have a long way to go and a lot of things to learn. But yeah, thanks for sending us the tune. I'll hand it over to Z now.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I feel like a little more like subtlety when it comes to the musical elements. Like maybe you can stick, as Ashok mentioned, you could stick to what you've done in like the MIDI, but like filter out some frequencies, like add some automations, like create some sort of novelty in the storyline of the track. And otherwise, yeah, it's a great place to start. And like, it's like an exponential curve. So the learning curve. So just keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kind of took me back to like my first ever year with production and
Yeah.
like how bad my tracks used to be. I'm not saying this track was bad, but it could definitely be better. So maybe hear the other tracks on the stream or hear more tracks like this and see what they're doing and maybe try to implement those things in your own way. All right, so let's check out the next one. This one's called, the track's called Sick by Funk Blue. Um, I think there are some ideas in there, but quite a random set of ideas trying to like merge together, but not really making much sense.
Mm,
I mean, yeah, I think it needs a little more finesse. That's
definitely, yeah. And more time for sure.
yes, yes. But again, thanks for sending this track to us because this is the kind of uh, music we're looking to give feedback on.
Mhm.
The rest of you who've sent us release ready tracks, please go and release your music.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's move on to the next one by seen this name before. It looks very familiar. Turquoise. The track is called Buku.
Cool, cool. Please.
Merci. I'm definitely a fan of the vibe of the track in terms of the guitar, the processing on the guitar, and even those jazz drums. But just the one thing that really stood out, the one thing that stuck out to me was those drums sort of getting squashed by the warping. That at least that's what it sounded like to me.
Felt like a
But
little
really
bit off
vibe.
also, just a little bit like too much
The
swing
timing?
or something like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Especially when the jazz drums came back on that break, the beat. Yeah, even I felt a little bit off time, but really cool vibe though overall.
I like the melodic elements for sure.
Yeah. And really like how the progression of the guitar like sucks you back into the beat. I'm not really sure what scale he's using, but whatever it is, it's really interesting. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, this one doesn't really have a name. It's an ID by Saurabh Kothari. Let's check it out. So I can see written on the description of the SoundCloud link that Saurabh feels like he's kind of stuck with this track where he feels like something is missing, but he can't figure out what. And in my opinion, what's missing is a movement in that mid bass. It's just
The
on
art.
one, like right from the get go, and like it didn't change at all.
Mm.
And change is necessary in any type of music. And I think if you could change the notes of that, maybe make it a little bit of a progression and also add a nice sub bass to support it,
Mm.
that would sort of like maybe make the track work.
Yeah.
Do you think, Z?
Yeah, I agree. But I like the raviness of it, you know, it's like very 90s Euro, like
Yeah.
rave. Like, you know, back then you didn't have like that overproduced sound anyways. Like I feel like it stuck to that aesthetic a little bit.
Yeah, true.
So,
Actually, thinking
yeah.
about it, it does take me back to the 90s
Yeah.
trance. So,
Yeah.
cool. Saurabh, if you're tuned in, feel free to say hi in the chat. All right, Nick, we have the next track called Bogans in the Valley by Bionic Malice. Let's check it out. Yeah, I quite enjoyed that. That was quite
Yeah.
funky, glitchy, trippy. Maybe not trippy, but funky and glitchy for sure.
It was like pop music, but like, you know, like the whole very well produced
Yeah.
element of it, you know, like shiny. So like that way I would say whoever made this is skilled in what they're doing. You know, it wouldn't necessarily fit into like an underground rave, but definitely like Skrillex inspired, and
Skrillex,
Skrillex was a
Zed.
legend.
Zed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Zed's Dead vibes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Very well produced, no doubt.
Yeah,
And the
shiny.
mix was like really, really clean and yet shiny, like you said, but not in a bad way at all.
I mean, yeah, it depends on person's taste, what they enjoy, but like looking at it from a purely production perspective, I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Pretty squirrely also.
Superb stuff. Keep sending us more of your music. I think we've heard some of this person's music in the past, and it's been on a similar vibe. And yeah, cool stuff. Let's check out the next one. This one's called this is called Osai by Jeshuran. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right, but let's check it out.
Hey, it's great to hear from you. How are you? Yeah, I was just thinking about you. How strange is that? How strange is that?
Super renowned record label yet, but they would eventually be.
I really like Awesome Records. It's good. We put out decent music. Whatever.
I mean, I wish there was more to it.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, that's it. It's just
like
seconds.
a demo. Ultimate demo.
Yeah. But yeah, cool stuff. Like whatever I did here,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Wish
unique.
it was longer.
Yeah.
Feedback.
All right, let's check out the next one by Mohit Nayak, and the track is called Mental Reconfiguration. All right.
You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain. There's something wrong with
Z, I'll let you take this one first.
Yeah, so I think it was like a very like, although I'm not really into like triplet psi much, I feel like it was like a very Xenon Records vibe, like very baseline is original, sound design is very like sparse, minimal, but sparkly. It works. It's a good sidetrack for sure.
Yeah, even I have the same thoughts actually. Just not really a fan of the triplet bass line. But rest of it was like very well produced.
So
clean.
maybe like, yeah, maybe like some parts of it can be triplet,
Yeah.
and other parts of it can be like other patterns.
Yep. Yep.
Message to all side producers: break out of that like kick, bass, 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 kick, bass, bass, bass pattern if you can. Like, just there are worlds out there.
True.
Don't
True.
hate me.
All right, let's check out the next one. This one's by Dripkill, who I think I saw on the chat. The track is called "The Only Thing They Fear Is You."
It's time to kill.
Interesting transitions, some of them at least before the first.
I think the transitions definitely needed work. Like, they were so abrupt.
Yeah,
know?
especially the break. Yeah, that I was gonna
Yeah.
get to that. The break was like it like completely stopped and then started again. That was unnecessary, totally.
Mm, mm.
But I like the transition before that, which led to the next section. That was like something a little offbeat, but yeah, overall, not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
The
It
mix could
was,
be better, I think.
I feel like the story was also too fragmented. Like, it was like 3-4 stories in one.
Yeah,
You know, instead of developing like one storyline over time, it was like chugga, 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 change, chugga, 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 you know, like, so definitely be more patient
yeah,
with the
yeah, for sure.
storytelling.
For sure. I've heard some tracks where there's like a trap sort of section in the break and everything, but it's weaved together much better. Doesn't seem
Some
like
elements.
two, three track ideas put together into one track.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Cool. So next time you send us demos, maybe work on these things. yeah, we look forward to hearing you again. Let's check out the next one. This one's called 333 by Anirudh. I think there was a lot going on in that track, and I'm not sure if it all fits together well. And this guy has sent us music in the past. In fact, he's one of my very old students who used to produce pop for a while now, and I think he's switching over to producing something more for the dance floor.
It feels a bit EDM-y,
Yeah.
like a blend between pop and dance music, which is
Yeah, I
EDM.
think he's still going through that transition of like going from what he was producing to what he wants to make next. Maybe hear more techno, more like more of what techno really means. I think you have some cool ideas in there, but I think you could strip it down a bit more, and that would definitely work better.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's check out the next track. And I think after this one, we only have about 6 tracks to go. So this one's called Bad Boy by Sawshank. mean, I feel like this track was kind of going for the hard groove style, but it's still kind of stuck in the EDM zone, especially because of the vocals. And also, I felt like that telephone sound was quite unnecessary. I think the track has enough for it to drive forward without the need for those two elements, the vocals and the telephone.
Mm.
But if there was a much stronger kick and bass, everything else on top would sound like, I would say, decent.
It felt like that big room situation, you know, with like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
hands up. But I feel like, yeah, from a production perspective, it was a bit busy with
Yes.
like the vocals for sure. But I think like there was a groove, you know, there was a very interesting groove.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like if you just strip down some of like the um you know squirrel sounds, maybe it could definitely sound cooler to me personally.
Yeah, I felt like he's kind of trying to go for this Chantain and Schler and Funk Assault kind of vibe, but I mean, it's not nearly close to where it should be. But yeah, I like the chord element of it. Like that was one of the standout elements for me. Maybe some of the funky drums.
I like the groove.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Let's check out the next one. This one's called Toronto Dreams by DJ Shunye. Let's check it out. Quite tech housey. I mean, that's not a bad thing, but too many of those double kicks also. And those sounds that you were trying to fit in, I think should be more, I don't know, like used in a more like minimal way, I would say. What do you have to say, Z?
I felt like it felt like you're trying to combine the cultural elements of India with like this like dancey tune. And I really like those samples used, but you're correct, like maybe doing something to them, altering them a little bit, like maybe adding some effects and like micro editing and placing them in a little more interesting ways could have
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
to like,
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
rather than just
that
like
could have
felt
taken.
like you just stuck it on top, basically.
Yes, yes, yes. It's just like a tech house beat, and on top of that,
Mm,
all these elements coming in,
yeah.
not very weaved together well. All right, let's check out the next one. A couple of my students who've been sending tunes to Eavesdrop for a while now. They're called Two Oscillators. This one's called Spiritual Hymn. Let's check it out. Definitely some cool elements in there, but I just feel like maybe the arrangement could be a little better. The shakers go on for quite some time without any break. I think maybe around the 3 minute mark is where the shakers can go off and something new can happen before entering the breakdown, which is just shy of where I paused the track. Also, the kick felt a little less stronger than it should be. But other than that, I like the vibe of the track. What do you think, Z? You're muted.
I think it's a cool track, but I feel like maybe the you're correct, like the drums could use a little bit like a bit of a shuffle or like a change in rhythm, and the chord progression also I feel like maybe create new chord progressions to take the story a little further as the track goes along, because I feel like it's the same thing and then same thing. So maybe you can have like a minor shift or something like that along the way.
Yeah, or maybe even like in terms of the sound, maybe we open it up a little more close. Maybe,
Like synthesize some stuff, automate some stuff.
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. But yeah, it does remind me a little bit of the old John Digweed bedrock kind of vibe. I'm not sure what he's playing now, but yeah, cool. Let's check out the next one. This one's called Frog Tech by Father, Son, and Alcohol. He's been sending us music for a little while now, and he always sends us music that's quite fun and engaging. Let's see what he has in store this time. Do you want to take this one? See.
I really liked it. I thought it was super interesting and unique. And like I like the watery elements. I feel like maybe the ARPs were a little bit regular compared to every other sound that was quite like intriguing and
Yeah.
groove was cool. Like the ARPs sort of didn't fit, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I I also felt like maybe in the breakdown, at least the synth that kept going bam, 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 maybe could use a little bit of like reverb or delay that
Mm.
could enhance
Moisten it up.
because it was like quite spaced out and there was nothing happening in between. That's the only reason I felt this. And also the kick felt a little raw. Maybe try use a better kick sample that's more rounded. That could add to the weight of the low end. And cool, let's check out the next one. This one is it's called NN3131. Sounds like the name of some undiscovered galaxy or a star. By the artist is Outbound. Cool, let's check it out. Yeah, I think that was proper. Nothing really.
Another finished
back
tune.
Yeah, we're back
Maybe-
to that feeling.
Maybe I felt like there were some, like, I don't know if like the mix was like the low end was sounding super tight, right? Like, and
Yeah.
like full, but I felt like the more high end elements, some of them were a bit too far away.
Yeah, like the ride, perhaps. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like also like this weird like I don't know, I felt like a plucky sound that I'm like if it sounds like it's really too far, so it just either shouldn't be there or like bring it a little bit closer, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I know it's
rethink
a
the
cool
mix a
feel.
little bit in terms of volume levels of the lead elements.
Yeah. But the low end was sounding nice, like
Yeah,
super
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Nice and round low end, just like the way we like it.
Mm.
Cool. Let's check out the next one. This one's called Ravana by Popeye with a lot of A's. Let's check it out.
Saga Mare, Nigga Nisa, Saga Mare, Nigga Nisa, Saga Mare, Nigga Nisa, Saga Mare, Nigga Nisa, Saga Mada Pama Gariga Gariga Magari Nisa, Saga Mada Pama Gariga Gariga Magari Nisa, Saga Mada Pama Gariga Gariga Magari Nisa. Saga ma da pa ma ga ri ga ma ga ri sa ni sa.
A bit too EDM-y for my liking. Quite like it's on the lines of like pop melodic techno. But I bet artists like Art Bat
Dig
and
it.
Leah can eat this up.
Yeah, I would dig it. It's a bit like khichdi vibes in my opinion.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
cool track, very well
Yeah.
produced.
Yeah.
There's no flaws in terms of mix and everything, but it's just not the vibe that I personally enjoy. And also, I felt like the intro was a little abrupt. Like it was
Yeah.
so
I
loud.
didn't get it. Yeah.
When I
was a
first
little-
played it, and then it became softer, and then all of that
Yeah.
happened later. But yeah, I mean, cool track in a way. Maybe you should send this track to some of the top melodic techno acts. Maybe they might even play it out. Cool. Let's check out the next one. This is just one before the last track. This one's Act Purple. I've really enjoyed some of his earlier work. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's put out a track on Killa as well. On one of the Forte compilations, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, let's check out this one. This one's called Breathe by Act Purple. I like the story this track was trying to say, was trying to tell. Just felt like it was a little incomplete. It could have gone on a little longer, maybe with another section where everything just comes together in a cool way. But overall, I really, really enjoyed the vibe.
Love the atmospheres.
Yep. Even for the last one, I remember he'd sent a track which was quite glitchy and atmospheric and had some beautiful chords. Cool. I mean, I really want to listen to more of your stuff. Akshay, I believe is your name. All right. So this is the last track for the session for the second anniversary of Eavesdrop. This one's by Escape Shubham, who's already in the chat with us. And okay, this doesn't have a name. It's just called Untitled One. Let's check it out. quite a clean, well-produced tune. It's got like this touch of like tribalness to it, and quite enjoyed that vibe. Just felt like the track could have picked up pace maybe halfway through. Uh, and yeah, I mean, other than that, I have nothing else to say.
It's a
Shubham.
really cool tune. Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's like an enjoyable world to be inside. You
Yeah,
know? Yeah. Like a realm you can just like groove to, not necessarily dance floor, but like definitely interesting. Super
yeah,
cool.
yeah, for sure. And Shubham's been sending us music from the very first Eavesdrop. So he's, I would say, the longest standing attendee for Eavesdrop.
So cool.
And it's great to have him send us music for each edition.
Nice.
So yeah, that brings us to the end of our second anniversary edition. I hope you all had fun tuning in, and it was lovely having you on board with us, Z. Thank you so
Thank you
much
for
for.
having me. It was fun. I love listening to all the music. It's always so like it's good to hear what's happening and all the different vibes and the different levels. And yeah, active listening is great.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And stay tuned for the next one. We're going to do this again next month. So yeah, keep an eye out, and see you all very soon.
Peace out, guys. Bye.